Hello, I'm Simon Bolton. This is a series of videos on scratch building model railway locomotives, this one in 7mm, and it shows all of the ways in which I do scratch building as shown in my recently published book, Scratch Building Model Railway Locomotives, published by Crowwood Press. So, off to the workbench. Okay, so we're going to look at the entire process of scratch building a 7mm loco, starting with this one, which is a favourite I've got from J.H. Russell's Great Western Absorbed Engines, which is a book I've always liked, and this loco I've always wanted to build a model of. It's a nice little thing. It's an 044T tank, which is a reasonably easy wheel arrangement. An 060 would be better, but we can look at things like this rear bogie, and it's got very nice easy driving wheels to do. And we're going to use this diagram, which is in 4mm scale, and I'm going to show you first how to take the measurements off it. You can photocopy it if you want, and then use templates from the photocopy to make your pieces of metal, or you can draw the pieces that you want directly onto the metal, and that's how we're going to do this. So first I'll show you how to take measurements from the diagram. I'll just prop it up there. Right, we're going to use dividers to take some of the smaller measurements from the diagram. You can use a ruler, got a nice one here, but I find it a bit tricky, particularly on smaller measurements. So we'll keep that for longer ones, and we'll go for the dividers for the smaller ones. And first we're going to make the frames of the loco, and we need to know how wide they are at their widest point, which looks like that. So just twiddle them slightly. This sort of slightly blunter end is the end that's going to rest on the metal, and the pointy bit here is where you're going to take your measurement from. So that's about right. And then you can use your ruler to put that end up against, and it's actually exactly 10mm, which is nice and easy. As this is in 4mm, we need to then transform that measurement into 7mm gauge, and there we can use one of these, unless you can do it all in your head. So we've got 10mm, it's in 4mm gauge, so we just, or scale I should say, divide by 4, and to make it into 7mm scale we just multiply by 7, and that will give us 17.5 millimeters. Simple. Okay, and then you can start to draw your own sketch. I usually do a sketch first, and then later on I'll draw myself a nice scale diagram. But the sketch is fine at the moment. I've already done 17.5mm on there, and it is the widest point because this is the widest chunk of metal we want to make the frames. And then I've done the top measurement. What I did for that was to measure from just behind the buffers there to just behind there, which according to that is 109. It's a little bit more tricky, but the dividers won't reach that far. So it was 109mm, and we can do the same thing. 109 divided by 4 times 7. There are easier ways of doing it, but I'm not mathematical, and that's gone wrong. 109 divided by 4 times 7 equals, there we are, 190.75. You can round it up if you want, 191. And there I've marked it onto my diagram, and I've done the little fiddly bits for now. Which means that next thing we want is a piece of metal 191mm by 17.5, and I'll show you how to do that next.